everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy. Today's video is a full face get ready with me makeup tutorial. Now this is a look that I had on in an empties video that I posted about 3 weeks ago, and thank you guys for all your lovely comments. Apparently you love this look from the foundation to the eyeshadow. Usually I do pretty natural everyday kind of makeup looks, but this one for me was a little more of a full-on glam look, I feel, and so it uses a ton of makeup. I can't believe the number of brushes and products that I've used to achieve this look. So if you like this look, stay tuned and I will show you how to get it. So as always, I have prepped my face. I use my Timeless Vitamin C Serum first, then I use Olay Regenerist Micro Sculpting Serum. Then I use CeraVe PM Facial Moisturizing Lotion. I wait for those three things to soak in a couple minutes. Then I apply my sunscreen, which in today's case is Elta MD UV Clear SPF 46, which is a lovely sunscreen but very shiny. And so now I'm ready for the makeup. Okay, the foundation I used in that video was Estee Lauder Double Wear Light, and I have it in Intensity 2. Okay, I'm also going to apply this using the Beauty Junkies Flat Top Kabuki brush. Now normally when I apply my Double Wear Light, I apply it using a damp blending sponge, but Beauty Junkies had sent me their brush and asked me to give it a try, and so I was trying it out that week and I am loving it for applying foundation. Sometimes I feel like the sponge can lift off too much and leave you with a little less coverage than you're looking for. So I love this. It's an all synthetic bristle brush. It's really super nice and soft, and it really blends the foundation in quite nicely. So that was a nice surprise for me. So I am just going to use about a pea-sized amount, and that'll cover my whole face. So I start with it on my hands and I just kind of pat it around, starting in the center, making sure that I get around my nose where I have some broken capillaries and redness. And then I'm just going to use the brush to blend it out towards the edge, and anything I have left I rub down my neck, on my ears, under my chin. Okay, and then I go in with the brush and I just start kind of where I put it on heaviest and blend that in circular motions and spread it out towards the outer edges of my face. And it's okay if I get some on my lips, because that's actually kind of nice, because the edges of my lips are not as defined as they used to be, so I like to not completely cover them with foundation, but get a little bit of foundation on there so that I can make more of a defined edge with my lipstick. So as you can see, one coat of that does a nice job of evening out my canvas for applying the rest of the makeup, but I see there are a few little spots that are showing through that are still a little bit red. So for that, I'm just going to take one little dab of this and apply it directly onto the edge of the brush like that, and I'm just going to put that around. I see the tip of my nose. I can still see my freckles and sun damage showing through there, and a little bit up here. So I'm just going to dot that around a little bit in the places that I could use a little more coverage. For the concealer, I used MAC Moisture Cover Select, and this is in NW20. Now to do my concealer, I used two brushes. This is an ancient brush. I don't even know where I got it, from some set, and it's a super tiny little paintbrush. I use that to take the concealer from my hand, and then I use this Crown, it's a C456 brush, and I blend it with this. And I put a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I kind of use that as on my palette to pick it up with the tiny brush, and that way I can get more of a precision application. I like to do just down the tear troughs there. And NW20 is a little lighter than my natural skin tone. Alright, I find that now that I have under eye wrinkles, which is not a happy thing to say, the more makeup that I put under my eyes, the worse those wrinkles look. So I try to pretty much not put any full-on makeup here. Fortunately for me, I don't have darkness under my eyes. I know if you do have darkness, you have to do something there. But my advice is to find the sheerest thing that you can get away with, because otherwise when you smile, it makes your skin heavier and less supple, and the wrinkles are accentuated. So I tend to do just these just the darkness on the tear troughs where, you know, if I didn't get a good night's sleep last night, I have a little darkness, and you keep it on the dark side. Since this is light, you don't want to accentuate the lighter side of that ridge. I feel like I need a little extra lightening up right in here. Nasolabial folds can also always use a little lightening to kind of make them appear to come forward so they're not so deep. It's all about little tricks and disguises with light. So where the crevices are deepest, you want to put in lighter makeup to make them appear to come forward. And for things that you want to recede, like the hoods on the eyes, you make those darker so that they can appear to go back. So it's all plays of light and shadow. All right, and then I just have a little bit of funky melasma over here that I think was a result of that IPL treatment I got a couple of years ago. I am trying to treat that with hydroquinone, and when I do my updated skincare video, I'll let you know how that's going. All right, so I'm just kind of spot concealing. All right, now that that's done, I like to do my eyebrows and eyeshadow next and save the bronzer and the blush for last, so that way if I have any fallout with the eyeshadow, I can brush it away and not mess up my blush and bronzer. So for the eyebrows, I'm going to be using this Milani Brow Fix Brow Kit. Okay, this is an inexpensive product. See, it has this little stand-up thing where the applicator brushes are, which I still have the plastic on. I have not used them. And then it's got 3 colors of brow powder. It's cute. It's got these little tweezers in there for any last-minute touch-ups. This is great for travel. I have not used those yet. What I use is an It Cosmetics brow brush. So it has the angled flat brush at this end, and it has the spoolie at this end. All right, so first I just comb my brows into place. And then I use the mid-tone. The darker one is too dark for me. This one actually darkens up my brows quite a bit, even though it looks quite pale. It actually, once it gets in there, looks a little bit darker. So I just pick up a little of that, shake off the brush, and then just start filling in my brows with the powder. And then I just take the spoolie and kind of comb through and press it into the skin to make sure that it's really more on the skin than on the hairs. I always prime my eyelids, and my primer of choice is MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. I absolutely am in love with this stuff. It's like a thick cream that comes in a pot, and I apply it with my It Cosmetics flat concealer brush. And I start close to my eyelashes because that's really where I want the most coverage from it. Make sure that it's nice and opaque. I don't know if you can see from there, but I have, I damaged my skin so badly when I was a teenager. I have freckles on my eyelids and all kinds of veins, and it really helps to give me a nice clean canvas to apply my eyeshadow to. It makes my eyeshadow last all day. Now, you can either lift your brow if you have the hooded eyes so that you can really get in there so that they're not sagging, or if you don't want to have the whole crease being created by doing that, you can just reach over with your other hand and lift from the edge of the eyebrow. And then see, the rest of that can stay nice and calm. So I think that's what I'm going to start doing now. So the eyeshadows I used in that video were 3 NYX eyeshadows, and I hope these are all still available because some I've had for a while. The first one is SOS. and that is kind of a light to medium gray. Pardon the Band-Aid, but it's better than looking at the gash I have on my finger. The second color I used is called Confession, and this is one of the nude mattes. That is a little bit of a warmer gray. It's got a hint of kind of a greenish brownish in there, and that is a lovely fall color. And then the third one, also nude matte, is called Haywire, and this is more of a plummy kind of a gray. 3 eyeshadows, 4 brushes. All right, so the first one, It Cosmetics No Tug eyeshadow brush. I just swirl that in there, shake it off, and pop that on. My eyelid, I'm going up above the crease, pretty high up, about a quarter inch from my eyebrow. And drawing that out at an angle up towards from the corner of my eye to the edge of my eyebrow. If you have the hooded eyes with the older crepey skin and the rainbow motion doesn't work, you can try applying in an up and down motion. And that way you don't get that skittering from it skipping across the ridges when you do the rainbow. And then I'm just going to take a smaller brush and just go underneath my eyes with that same color. The Sigma Small Tapered Blending E45 brush. Run it underneath each eye. Next, I'm going to use that greeny brown color, gray Confession, with the It Cosmetics No Tug crease brush. Just grab a little bit on the tip of the brush. I'm not jamming it in there. I'm not rolling the whole thing in. Just picking up a little bit of color right on the tip. I'm just going to go right in here. Just dot that on and then bring it down and around. And I'm going to go over my whole eyelid with that. And I'm just going to drag that across. And for the other eye, same thing. Just put in the tip, shake that off, lift ever so gently, like you're getting the hairs of the brush to just barely touch the eyelid. Next, I'm going to use the Sigma E45 brush and the purpley color Haywire. I'm just going to apply this in a very small area right above the crease, just to darken that up, and then draw it down, reaching up towards the corner of the eyebrow, and then drawing it down to the outer corner of the eye, making that outer V. Other eye. And then I'm going to use a clean Sonia Kashuk crease brush to blend that out. So this doesn't still look quite the same as it did on that video. I think what I did is I went back in with Confession and I darkened up the eyelid. So I'm going to go back to the It Cosmetics No Tug crease brush and Confession, and this time I'm going to just pick up a little bit more and really kind of roll it in there, but shake it off good. Tap it off to get any excess off there. And I'm going to go back over the eyelid. Especially, I think I put a little bit more in the inner corner to darken that up and brought it up a little bit higher and then went over that more purple color. And then as a last step, I went back in with SOS, and that is It Cosmetics No Tug eyeshadow brush and just lightened up the inner corner and just blended that up and across the outside to make sure that everything was nice and smooth with no harsh edges. And of course, just leaving this area right under the eyebrow with no eyeshadow for a bit of a highlight. All right, let's move on to eyeliner. Okay, I almost always use two different eyeliners. I use a lighter color to line my lower lid and a darker color for the upper. So as always, I am using the Wet n Wild Color Icon Shimmer Eyeliner in Silver. And this, I'm just going to do the lower waterline and underneath the lower lashes. I kind of pull down on my lower lid a little bit, lay the eyeliner flat instead of, going at it straight on like this. I just lay it a little bit flat so that I get both the waterline and the lash line at the same time. For the upper lash line, I used still a smudge-proof, waterproof eyeliner in Triggerfish. And then to get the upper line, I kind of pull my lid out to the side. Cannot be done without it once your hoods are older and crepey. So do that, close my eye down, start at the inner corner, and just run it along the edge of the lashes. This is like a glossy medium gray. And then with this one, I just flicked it out a little bit at the corner, and then I just like to go in and kind of fill in right at the corner of my eye where my two eyeliners don't meet up. For the lashes, still my favorite CoverGirl Clump Crusher extensions in black. I find that with this mascara, I don't have to curl my lashes separately, which is great because I have yet to find an eyelash curler that fits my eye. The way this brush is curved, it gives a nice curl to the lashes all by itself. And to keep yourself from smearing mascara onto your hoods, again, reach over, lift that eyebrow up while you apply the mascara, and just wiggle it on from the root to the tip. Okay, and now the eye makeup is done. We can go back in with the blush and bronzer. It Cosmetics CC Radiance Ombre Bronzer in Warm Radiance. And this Real Techniques blush brush. It's a big oversized brush, but I love it for bronzer because I love, especially where this color is a little pale on me, I like to bronze up my whole face and get looking nice and glowy. Now this bronzer is matte at the bottom and sparkly at the top, obviously darker to lighter. So I don't like an all over sparkle, so I've mainly been using the bottom of the bronzer. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit all over my brush from the bottom and shake that off. And I'm going to start down here where I start back here. I never start out here because I don't want a big, like the darkest of it to stick right to the makeup right there. So I start back here by my ear and pull it forward. And I just go right under my cheekbone. Okay, I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, then I always do a little bit right under my chin, right here, just not here. I keep it just a little bit here, just to kind of define where most of us get a little saggy jowly, shall we say, as the years tick on by. So I put a little bit there, and then I'm going to take it from sort of the middle to just bronzy up my forehead. I don't like to put it here to create more of a hollow look in there because I think as we age we tend to become a little bit hollow there, so that's not a good place to put bronzer and create darkness and a sunken look. But I have kind of a, decent sized forehead. I wouldn't call it quite a 5 head, but anyway, so I just like to put some up here around my hairline. Kind of get the old forehead receding a little bit. And then whatever's left on the brush, bring it down my nose, chin, and then use it to blend in the cheeks and give me kind of a all over CC Radiance. I've been using and loving this blush. Unfortunately, it's not available unless you bought the most recent IT package, the holiday package. This is the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Radiance Ombre Blush in the color Je ne sais quoi. This will be available as a separate purchase. I believe it's going to be in January. And this is just like the ombre bronzer in that it is matte where it's the darkest and has highlight shimmer in where it's the lightest. So it's really a beautiful blush. It comes off looking a little pinky on here. I think it's a little more peachy than that. But it is gorgeous. To apply that, I use the Crown Kabuki fan brush. This is my favorite blush brush. I think the number is IB120. It's wearing off a little bit there. But I will try to source it and link it below. I haven't seen this lately. I bought this on Hot Look about a year ago, so I'm not sure if it's still available. So as usual, actually for the blush, I actually like to do a combination of the kind of mid-tone with the darkest tone, so there's a little bit of shimmer on the top of my cheekbones. So I put it in the mid-tone first and swipe it back and forth, and then move over to the dark tone and swipe it back and forth. Shake off my brush. Then I like to start at the top of my cheekbone back here by my hairline and just put that on in a nice line going forward. Then I turn the brush and blend it down into the bronzer and up onto the apple of my cheek. So pretty. Just love this stuff. So when it does become available, that'll be great because you can buy it separately then. Alrighty, it seemed like a marathon getting all that makeup on. I think what really made that look pop was the pink lip. Unfortunately, I don't still have that product. That was the Obsessive Compulsive Lip Tar in Trollop. It wore awfully. It was terrible. But what I have that I do like much, much more is the Too Faced Lip Injection Color Balm, and this is in the color Coral Pop. So this is a nice peachy pink, and it has a plumper in it that really works. So I love this stuff. So I'm going to use this instead. I don't think I'm going to get quite the opacity that the lip tar offered unless I were to line it, but I don't like to use a liner with a plumper because then I feel like I'm not getting the full plumping. And there is the complete makeup look. Just need to let my hair down. Let me bring in the before picture of tired me, and we will see what a difference a little, well, it wasn't really a little, a lot, what a difference a lot of makeup can make. All right, and sorry about the sudden outfit change. I actually had on a different top, and then when I did the makeup, I was like, oh God, they clash. And it really just shows you that you don't have to match your makeup to your clothes, but coordinating it really helps. So thanks everybody for suggesting that I do a Get Ready With Me tutorial on this one. I'm so glad that I did, and I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.